you guys from a kickoff standpoint, and then studying the film of other teams?
Okay, biggest takeaway was nobody's standing on their hands. Everybody's kicking off. They're running down there and playing football. We have to just be able to block and tackle, kick and cover, the whole thing. No big change. No one has an answer that the rest of the league hasn't thought of.
Did Johnny injure himself on the play where he got run into, and should that have been a penalty?
We're going to keep the medical stuff one source, whatever that is. Should have been a penalty, not worth answering. Sorry, but, So
I went 0 for 2 on that question.
Well, yeah. We're looking for success for the Panthers, but I'm not going to doctor myself or officiate.
Xavier Legette got a kick return. How do you think he did on it? I mean, I get he got 28 yards, but like from a vision standpoint, and
he looked great. That's something he has done before. He has experience handling the ball, obviously, but being a returner in college, and he's an outstanding blocker when he doesn't have the ball. So he has a skill set that really molds itself to that position.
Mike Boone got promoted to the main roster. He's obviously not just a special teams kind of journeyman. What does he bring to that group?
Mike's a really tough player, fast player, has experience in coverage, great spirit to him. Love having Mike around. It's a big congratulations to him for getting the promotion.
With him and Lonnie, how much is it not just what they're doing for special teams, but kind of helping you teach up all these new people who are coming and going each week?
Lonnie just got here. He's learning himself. He's trying to get adjusted to what we're doing. He's good for the attitude, the spirit, the toughness. He was great during the game. As far as telling those guys, he's still asking. We're not there with him at this point. Mike has a wealth of experience from a lot of teams, a lot of different places, so he can help guys when I see this, when this is happening kind of stuff. Those are both guys who have handled a game, though, on special teams. Special teams, especially at the beginning portion of the season, you're dealing with a lot of rookies who are seeing things for the first time, so they're both valuable in that sense.
How does that shape the way that you teach, especially at the bottom of the roster? A lot of guys are coming through special teams. How does that impact your approach?
How does it impact it in which way? That they're younger players?
Or just a lot of the churn within the roster. Many of those guys will come through special teams. How does that impact your
Okay, I got you. It limits some of the things you can do as far as like, oh, we did this 3 years ago, or we did this last year. Hey, you remember that time? Because the guys are new. So you have to have the fundamentals in set. You have to make it as simple as you can for each of those guys, because you have to be ready to fill in, and sometimes not just within a season, but occasionally within a week. Oh, hey, by the way, this guy's playing on Saturday, you find out, or this guy's playing on Thursday. So you have to have the guys interchangeable. So you're teaching the fundamentals of the game. You're teaching leverage and tackling and running and effort and all that. And then you kind of have to be able to plug and play when you get to the weekend assignment-wise.
Dave said yesterday, at this point, not working out punters, but there's a list. I'm assuming you have input in that list. How are those types of lists over your career kind of maintained, and how long are they typically?
Okay, different personnel staff to personnel staff based on where I've been. That kind of stuff happens. Like, you want to have a guy who's kicked a ball recently is the first thing. Who played this preseason? Who is most ready to go? And that's the kind of things you're checking. There's a priority put on game experience in that way. Who can come in? Because the punter also is holding for the kicker. This is a valuable position. So you have to lean on guys who you've seen do it before, and then guys who have kicked recently, who are in shape to go play in a game. You don't really want to see somebody's first experience live there if you're just medium.
And you probably have a left-footed punter on that list, just because if you guys are playing a left-footed punter, you might bring somebody in potentially to get that look, right?
There's left-footed punters on any of those lists just because they exist in the world. You're just looking for the best available person, just like we are at all the spots.
You were under Harbaugh
Yes.
in San Francisco. What did you learn about him that you feel like made him such a good head coach?
I had a great experience working for Jim for 3 years in San Francisco, and he was constantly pushing for winning edges. He's relentless in that way, and he's open to ideas from anybody in the building. So I always appreciated those things about him.
And when, I guess you realize he played here for 2 2001, or didn't really play, he was here.
Okay. I believe
Did you
you.
ever talk about those days at all, and he was around you guys?
Perhaps I do not remember specific Panthers stories. He's looking forward, and he's about the team. He's not about his own playing performances.
Did you suspect, even when he was having the success at Michigan, that he would end up coming back to the league, kind of unfinished business almost?
Oh, no idea about the soap opera element of it, that kind of revenge stuff. Maybe not. Really good coach at any level. I think all the guys that know what they're doing, it doesn't matter. You can go junior high to the pros if you can teach, if you can communicate, if you can kind of get the spirit all going in the same direction, you can have success wherever that is.
How much does a punt change coming off the left foot versus the right? I guess I've never really thought about that.
Okay, it spins the other way. So I'm not trying to be jerky about that. It spirals the opposite way, just like a left-handed thrower. It spirals the opposite way. You let go of a pass and it goes this way. The other guy, it goes that way. So when it's on the way down to you, it fades to the right or to the left. So that's the difference. And it's the same way, bless you. It's a baseball pitcher. All of a sudden you're seeing all right-handed pitchers and you see a left-handed pitcher, the ball spins the other way. It's just an unusual thing.
Can you set a jugs machine to be left-handed or right-handed?
I can't. Our equipment staff can. But Danny can get we were punting left-footed last week with the jugs.
Yeah, I was going to ask what happened
Sure.
on the partial block.
Sometimes one play can lead to another bad play. We're kind of chasing the big return play and just let loose of some of the stuff that we needed to do.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Good? Hey, thanks.